Good evening. Welcome to Deer Corner. Setting up tomorrow is going to be a very essential day up here on the mountains for deer. Something I like to bring up that we do every year, and I do work with EHD deer disease, other known as Bluetongue. It's the #1 deer killer for a disease. It 2 to 3 weeks the deer will pass on. It's pretty quick, and there's a lot of hoopla around that it's natural, but it's not. It came from overseas too. And what happens is around the watering holes, your gnats lay their eggs. Eggs become larvae, and the larvae will hatch out, and your deer will come in, and the larvae will feed on the deer. Now, I don't mean feed on the deer, I mean they do feed on the deer, but what I mean by that is they'll get around their eyes, their mouth, their bellies, etc. And a sick deer can come into a watering hole, and the gnats will get on that deer, and then they'll take it back, and a healthy deer will come in, and the gnats will get on that deer, and therefore it passes the disease on. And up here, what we have been doing on our watering holes every year, and what we do is we make a salt water solution, and we go around the edge of our watering holes and we salt down the ground. Therefore the gnats and the larvae cannot hatch. And we have went out, and we're going to be doing that. When I go to a watering hole and I start seeing gnats, that's when I do know I need to start treating my watering holes. We've been having a lot of rain this year, more than our share, and it's hard to control the gnats and the fly issue. So we want to keep this EHD, or Bluetongue disease, controlled. I don't think we're going to stop it. I think it's going to be up to Mother Nature. But we're trying to do our best. Now, because of all the rain we're having a lot of water holes that are overfilling. Now, we've been treating them, and I'll be going out tomorrow and treating them again. But it's something when you're working with deer and you put in a water hole and walk away from it. When you put that water hole in, especially now with the Bluetongue EHD deer disease going around, you're going to have to go back and check it. And if you don't have the time to do so, don't put the water hole in. We need to get a handle on this EHD. So a lot of people out there aren't saying that. They're putting in water holes, they're digging a mud hole, but they're not telling you that it is the #1 cause of deer's death. And it's a simple water hole, so when you put one in, you got to maintain it. It's your responsibility. So thanks for coming along, and I'll carry you on out and show you what we're doing. Welcome to Deer Corner. One of my goals today is to go around and treat my watering holes. I have this watering hole here for maybe 6 years or more. I do push watering holes versus mud holes. The reason behind that is a deer disease called EHD, Bluetongue, and it's the #1 killer of deer right now as far as the deer disease go. And what happens, the deer come into the watering hole and get a drink, and the gnats lay their eggs around the edge, and the larvae hatch, And when the larvae hatch, the deer comes in to get a drink, and then that larva or that gnat will land on the deer and feed off the deer. Now, what is happening on the watering holes is that the gnats are feeding on infected deer, and then when another deer comes in, that infected gnat will land on a healthy deer and end up transmitting that EHD disease to the healthy deer. And they don't have long, maybe 3 weeks to live after they get it. And but what I do when I mix my stump lick, and it basically has salt in it, salt water, and what I do to my watering holes is take it and I spray the sides of my watering holes with it. Now I'll do all my watering holes. Spray all the sides of my watering holes. And this salt water mix kills the larva, which the larva can't hatch, therefore you don't have the gnats to land on the deer. So this is the way I've been controlling my area here from EHD transmitting to another deer. So I'm going to be going through and doing my watering holes and treating or going around. I do this 3-4 times a year, especially in the hot part of the summer when the gnats are actually really active. So come along, I'm just going to go ahead and do my watering holes and bring you along. Okay, so what I'm doing on this last watering hole, salt water solution to help keep the gnats and the larvae from hatching. Now, as you can see, this is my newest watering hole out of all of them. But I'm sitting here now after treating it, and I do treat them quite often throughout the summer. There are no flies and no gnats. So treating around my watering holes, it works. Otherwise I'd be having a lot of gnats and the fly larvae hatching. So this is a little trick I do on managing my deer. And I'm glad you're with me. Please go ahead and subscribe. Send me a comment. If I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I'm sure I can find somebody to do it. So thanks for being with me, and we'll see you on the next episode.